Good evening and welcome to this edition of Newsleader on 6. Today is Tuesday, August the 2nd, 2016. I'm Jim Fuller.
And I'm Andrew Todd. In tonight's news, we'll tell you how you can get a free smoke alarm this Saturday. Two cities in our viewing area are getting some major help to improve their parks. We'll bring you video from the second annual Country Music Festival held this weekend. And we'll bring you the final installment of Tom Corrington's interview with the Republican candidates for state senator in the August Republican primary election. We'll have all these stories and more on tonight's Newsleader on 6.
It's not invoice. It's not MSRP. It's not Christmas Day, although it may feel like it. It's the lowest prices in Middle Tennessee, period. It's a Stan McNabb Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram or Stan McNabb Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac before these prices are gone forever.
Cool off this summer at Southern Middle Tennessee's newest water park, Tullahoma Splash Island. Fun for all ages. 3 25-foot slides, lazy river, fun water features for toddlers, tasty food items are available. All this and more, only $5 from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. or 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. Sundays 1 to 5. Join the fun at Tullahoma Splash Island.
Welcome back. The Tullahoma Fire Department will be holding its Get Alarm program this Saturday, August 6th in the Forest Park Dix Drive area of town. Fire Chief Richard Chastain said, quote, "We will set up in the parking lot of Magic Cafe located beside Tullahoma Lane's bowling alley. We will go to people's houses and install the smoke alarms for homeowners free," end quote. The firefighters will be distributing the smoke alarms and information from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Saturday.
The fire department received the smoke alarms from the state fire marshal's office for distribution to residents. The fire department will be available to give advice on emergency escape plans, fire safety, and other questions if needed. There is no charge for this service. Anyone living in Tullahoma who wants a free smoke alarm can contact Fire Hall number 1 at 455-0936 to request alarms for their home. Representatives from Lowe's, the American Red Cross, and 1-800-BOARD-UP will also be there to assist with the program.
Tennessee Governor Bill Haslam and Tennessee Department of Environment and Conservation Commissioner Bob Martineau have announced a series of grants totaling more than $17 million to help fund parks and recreation projects in Tennessee communities. TDEC will award $15.8 million in local parks and recreation grants to 55 different communities, as well as $1.9 million in recreational trails program grants for a total of 12 parks and communities across the state. Grant recipients were selected through a scoring process with careful consideration given to the projects that met the selection criteria and expressed the greatest local recreation need.
The cities of Shelbyville and Manchester were among the recipients of the grants. Shelbyville received $104,000 to be used for improvements to the Griffin Park Skate Park. The city of Manchester received $105,000 to be used to extend and pave parking areas in the park, develop another soccer field as a practice area, build a retention pond to use for irrigation of the fields, and create a butterfly garden around the retention pond.
Local artist and teacher Jack Moore opened his show at the Tullahoma Fine Arts Center last Friday night with a reception. The show will be hanging until August the 20th. Let's watch some video from that show.
We're at the Tullahoma Fine Arts Center, and this is an opening night for artist and friend Jack Moore, longtime artist and teacher at Montlow College, and we're just excited to be back in the Art Center and showing some of these wonderful things that our local and area artists do. And we'll see if we can get an interview with Jack here in a minute. But there's all kinds of people around and looking for a good time tonight. Of course, Jack is a very special individual, and his artwork shows how special he really is. It's a different type of way that things are put together, and a lot of fun. Hello, how you doing? wonderful things here. A lot of great people. There's Jack back there. And a longtime friend and artist here in Tullahoma. And this show will be open till the 20th of August. So you have an opportunity to come by the Tullahoma Fine Arts Center and see this show. And of course, there's always a little bit of food and a little bit of beverage and great art. And that's Jack, the author and the artist, and he doesn't want to give an interview, and so that's okay. But this is his art show down here at the Tullahoma Fine Arts Center, and it's spectacular. It'll be open till the 20th of August. So come down and see the artwork of Jack Moore.
And be sure to stop by Tullahoma Fine Arts Center and see the work of one of Tullahoma's finest artists. Stay with us. More Newsleader on 6 is coming up after this.
The Russell Barnett Automotive family is the largest automotive retailer in southern Middle Tennessee. With over 1,200 vehicles to choose from, we are your one-stop shop. Check out our awesome website, russellbarnett.com. There's over 1,200 vehicles to choose from. Stop by one of our 5 locations. That's Russell Barnett Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Chevrolet GMC, and Ford of Winchester, or Russell Barnett Ford and Kia of Tullahoma. And remember, why buy anywhere else?
When your family suffers the loss of a loved one, the caring and compassionate staff at Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel are standing by to assist you in every way possible. We are proud to support local industry and offer only Batesville caskets. Many funeral homes don't own or operate a crematory. We utilize the only crematory in Coffee County. Your loved one never leaves Coffee County. We can accommodate any need and any budget. Consider our complete pre-need service to remove this burden from your family during their time of grief. Lock in today's low costs and protect from inflation. Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel. Our family caring for your family.
Welcome back. Peggy Burton spoke recently with Cindy Richards from the Alzheimer's Association about the upcoming fundraiser.
I'm with the most interesting person right now, Cindy Richards, who is on a subject that's very close to my heart, Alzheimer's disease. And I know that you're promoting something special, so let's just talk about that first.
Yes, ma'am. This year's Walk to End Alzheimer's is coming up very soon. It'll be Saturday, September the 10th.
Okay. At
South Jackson Civic Center again this year.
I know where that is.
Yeah. You spend a lot of time there.
I do.
Yeah.
Okay, it opens at 8:30.
We will start registration at 8:30. There'll be a lot of fun things to do there. Booths, activities for children. We'll probably have some coffee and maybe some breakfast things that you can grab.
Just like a little mini festival, getting people ready to start the walk.
Exactly.
What time's the walk start?
It's going to start at 10.
10 o'clock.
We'll start with opening ceremonies and then we'll get started on the walk. We'll go down Jackson Street all the way to Walgreens. There'll be a water stop there. They're going to provide water for us there. And then we'll make the U-turn and we'll walk back to South Jackson. So.
And what is the entrance fee for this?
There's no fee. There's no fee.
It's just a walk to raise awareness.
To raise awareness, and then also we're asking for donations, support.
Okay.
We ask walkers to raise funds.
To raise funds.
For the Alzheimer's Association.
So, I guess I said that wrong. I know it doesn't cost to participate, but they are there to raise funds.
Correct.
So obviously, and I've been touched by Alzheimer's because of my mom, and I know that you have too.
Yes, ma'am.
You want to talk just a little bit about that, the statistics on the Alzheimer's?
Alzheimer's disease is the 6th leading cause of death.
And I think people don't really realize that.
And it's the only one of the top 10 that's not, that there's no way to prevent or cure or even slow.
The thing that I witnessed is sometimes it's kind of hard to realize a person has Alzheimer's.
It is.
Because they'll do a lot of those things they've always done, not knowing exactly why, and then slowly but surely it creeps in. So it's an agonizing disease.
Very much.
Yeah, and I think the worst time is when they're figuring out something's wrong with them.
It's got to be very hard to know that something's wrong and not know exactly what it is.
So I think it's a disease that needs tremendous research, and they have made some strides. I mean, every once in a while I read about trials that may be causing a change. So is it because of your mother that you decided to chair this walk?
Yes, ma'am. I've chaired the walk a couple of times before. I've been very involved with the Alzheimer's Association for many years.
Good.
Because of the help that we received from them when my mother was ill, that support, I felt like this was a way to give back.
So what was some of the support things that they did for you?
The initial call I made the very first day is something I don't think I'll ever forget, and it was just that feeling of desperation and not knowing what to do and how to do it and what was going on, and just that one call to the Alzheimer's Association office here in town just calmed me down, and you know, they gave me information over the phone, and they had information there that I could go pick up, and just being able to talk to somebody.
I know it's a lonely disease for the caretaker and certainly for the Alzheimer's patient, and I do think Tullahoma has some good, they have facilities, they have a lot of help. In fact, this whole region, we don't just reach out to Tullahoma, we reach out to everybody. Everybody's welcome to come September 10th to
Yes, we'd like to have everybody there. Yes.
And they don't have to sign up ahead of time, do they?
They don't, but they can. They can go to alzheimers.org/walk and register your team there.
Okay.
You can join a team there. If you don't want to register a team, you can always join a team.
Is that about a mile walk?
It's a little over a mile.
A little over a mile, so
yeah, it's
you
doable.
can get your daily exercise that you need, for heaven's sakes, and for a wonderful cause.
Yes, yes.
I would like to see before my death and before I may get it, I'd like to know that the research is going on, and I think anybody who's had a parent or a relative involved with this disease has a little bit of anxiety themselves.
Sure.
Because it is hereditary, I believe.
Can be.
And it's something to think about.
Yes.
Okay, let's don't forget, Saturday, September 10th, South Jackson Civic Center. If you don't know where that is, that's Tullahoma, Tennessee, on South Jackson Street. And all you have to do if you want to go online to register, and we got to go. Bye.
We'll be right back after these messages.
I'm Philip Bourne, Stanley McNabb Detail Shop Manager. Here are a few things our customers have to say about our service.
I always recommend Stanley McNabb Detail Shop to all of my friends. I'm always so impressed by how quickly they can return your vehicle back to you. It's always spotless, and I'm always very impressed.
Spotless, clean. I was really amazed.
It looks like a brand new car when I get it back.
We have several different packages and individual services to get your vehicle looking like new again. We're located just behind Stanley McNabb Chevrolet dealership. Call today, schedule an appointment, and see what a difference our detail can make.
All I have to do to think about what I was physically before and what I am now, and I don't ever want to go back to that original situation.
The overall mission of the rehab team is always what is best for the patient and how we can facilitate maximum potential from every resident.
Well, the most important thing to me is that I'm allowed to do whatever I want to do, you know.
Everyday miracles at Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
So you've been meaning to do something healthy, commune with nature, get outdoors and meet new people. We have the perfect solution. Come hike with us. You can find a Tennessee Trails Association chapter near you, including Clarksville, Columbia Franklin, Highland Rim, Jackson, Knoxville, Oak Ridge, Memphis, Murfreesboro, Nashville, Plateau at Crossville, and Upper Cumberland. We're on the web at TennesseeTrails.org. It's fun, it's stress-free, and it's good for you. See you on the trails. Welcome back. This weekend, Wild Sage Records brought the second annual Independent Country Music Festival to the South Jackson Civic Center grounds. The three-day event filled the grounds with music, vendors, and a carnival. Newsleader reporter John Gray brings us the scoop.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're on the grounds of South Jackson Civic Center, where Wild Sage record label is putting on Rock the Holler at South Jackson this weekend, and there's a huge carnival here, all kinds of fun going on, and you never can tell who you're going to see. There's one of those good old boys right there. That's a singer right there if I ever seen one. You know, there's vendors been around here all weekend long, and it's been a great time in Tullahoma. This is an independent Country Music Association event, and it is being put on by Wild Sage Records. Yeah, there's every kind of food vendor you can imagine, from pizza to funnel cake. There's carnival rides, This is in Tullahoma, Tennessee, and fun is being had by one and all.
Logan taking the stage for our first set, all the way from West Virginia.
Mama told me not to do it. Daddy would have known. Everybody said it would hurt like hell, but I knew our love was true when I wanted proof. A heart-shaped tattoo. Well, there's a little shop on 8th and Main. They sell tie-dye t-shirts and license plates. My brother Eugene got his there too. When you held my hand when the guy did mine, see you to the end of time. We gon' stand deep to the bone, realize the truth, ain't washing up, it goes through a heart-shaped tattoo. It leaves a scar, makes a mark like your memory in the dark. Now what do I do? A heart-shaped tattoo. I don't care about you anymore. Punch up, punch your ring. You wouldn't know me now. I've been working out, got a job in Webster Springs, and everything is new. This heart-shaped tattoo. I heard you living up in New York State, got a wife and a baby on the way. Well, hey, baby, good for you. Well, you gave me something that'll never fade, a heart that just won't break. It gon' skin deep to the bone, realize the truth, can't wash it up, it shows through. A heart-shaped tattoo. It leaves a scar, makes a mark like a neon memory in the dark. Now what do I do? A heart-shaped tattoo. Bring it till this memory fades away.
We'll be right back with more Newsleader right after this.
All right, the cat's out of the bag at Carroll Street Liquor in Tullahoma. Now you know where to go if you're planning a get-together and want the ideal wine or spirit. Party planning can be stressful, but at Carroll Street Liquor you'll find everything you need. Mixers, gift sets, and all of your favorite spirit brands. So if you're feeling the pressure to pull off the ideal party, come to Carroll Street Liquor and select among the seemingly endless supply of wines, spirits, gift sets, and more. Your perfect party, it's in the bag with Carroll Street Liquors.
We're losing it, Doctor.
Not on my shift. Quickly, brush. Roller.
What a transformation. It's gonna be okay.
Okay, nothing.
At Paintworks of Tullahoma, we specialize in domestic emergencies with Martin Senior Paints. You can be the paint doctor too when you treat your home with Martin Senior interior and exterior finishes.
Doctor, we've got another one.
Got you covered.
Paintworks of Tullahoma. Come see the paint doctor, Stat.
What's a Tennessee vacation? It starts off like any road trip, and then, boom, adventure and thrills everywhere you look, which happens to be some of the most beautiful scenery in the country. Music here, history there, and all kinds of green in between. Come relax and unwind, or bring the crowd for some stargazing, or stargazing. Whatever you do, come hungry and expect an awesome soundtrack. It's all right here in Tennessee. We're playing your song. For a free vacation guide, visit tnvacation.com.
Welcome back. Tom Corrington, host of the Grassroots Show here on Channel 193, spoke recently with candidates in the August primary for the Republican Party nomination for state senator.
What do you consider the good issues and maybe some not good issues that came out of the last session? In other words, what kind of history are you going into? Let's start with you this time, Mike.
Well, of course, the repeal of the hall tax, that was a big thing. I think it's going to phase in over several years, but you know, it's a start, and that's a wonderful thing. I know somebody's mentioned the refugee thing that's happened here, the dumping of refugees in Tennessee. You know, that's something, if we can't vet these people, it's not about restricting religion or race or sexual preference. It's simply a safety issue. If we can't vet people and understand, and the fact is, ideology does drive the people that are radical. So I don't even I don't have to mention a religion. It's simply that if we can't vet these people, you don't want your state allowing them in. And at some point, they're going to be receiving your money.
Is your point that the state doesn't have much to say about who comes in?
I don't think we have so far.
We don't have anything.
No,
Okay.
and I think that's an issue that I'm sure will be dealt with in the next session more than maybe it even has in the past, and it needs to be. And I'm sure Janice will take up the fight and fight with Judge Matheny to do that.
Okay. All right, Janice, we're talking about results of the 2016 session, whatever you might be proud of and maybe not so proud of.
Well, I'm really proud of the aggregate. I don't know other than the Hall income tax, and I did a bill that hopefully will help reduce the number of children who are labeled ADHD, because if you'll recall, I carried some legislation a year ago, that repealed the Intractable Pain Act of 2001, a well-intentioned bill that ended up providing the legal cover for people to open the pill mills and pain clinics. And so since 2001, the Tennessee use of opioids, we were number 2 in the nation with the dispensing of opioids. That had risen, the neonatal abstinence syndrome babies. But in studying that issue, I found out that $22 million a year was spent by TennCare alone to pay for those opioids that then ended up on the street, ended up creating tragedies after tragedy in lives of people. And so we repealed that. But while I was working on that, I said, well, where does that rank for the pharmaceutical cost? And the TennCare representative told me, well, it ranks 4th. And I said, well, what's 1, 2, and 3? They said 1, 2, and 3 are actually all related to the same condition. Now, we're talking about pharmaceutical costs for TennCare, the top 3 pharmaceutical costs out of that $10.8 billion budget. And I said, well, is it cancer? Is it heart disease? Is it diabetes? They said, no, ADHD. ADHD is a label more often than a diagnosis. And so young people in school are labeled ADHD, particularly young males, because they are a little more rambunctious, and there's been so much emphasis on testing and retesting and over-testing and testing to the test. It just was a terrible situation. Since 2011 in our public schools, since 2011, the use of those drugs, Ritalin, Adderall, and Vyvanse, has risen 40% in the state of Tennessee. And it made me ill to think about. You
were saying that we were 2nd, I think, some time ago. Has that changed?
2nd in the dispensing of opioids, right. And that is on the decline now. But these other drugs that are Schedule II drugs that we're giving to young children, not knowing what the long-term effects are, we're creating addicts in our schools because the children, I found out, don't have recess anymore.
So these are...
Seldom do they have recess. So my bill mandates recess this year, and it passed, so we're back to the future, Tom. Do you remember recess?
Yeah.
I remember recess, and the children nowadays were not getting it. They were allowed to sit in their desk and maybe play a little computer game or something, which is really not that good for children developmentally either. Kids need to get outside, they need the fresh air, they need to be able to interact with their peer group, they need to have unstructured physical activity during the day.
These Schedule II and 3 drugs, are they addictive?
Yes, sir. They are highly addictive. They have dangerous side effects. Young people on Ritalin, if there's any history of heart disease in that family, that drug can have extremely adverse effects on that child's heart as that he or she is developing. These are unintended consequences of well-intentioned actions. They're trying to make the kids sit still and be focused. But in the process, you're teaching them to go to a pill when you can't practice self-control. Go to a pill to take place of internal measures. So that's something that I discovered in fighting one thing, found that there's a bigger giant looming on our future if we don't get the dispensing of those Schedule II drugs from our children in the public school system.
And don't forget to tune into the Living Show tonight at 6:30 p.m., Thursday morning at 9 a.m., and Thursday, Friday, and Saturday evenings at 6:30 p.m. This week's guests include Jacqueline Sullinger and Samantha Waters, who will tell us about what to expect at this year's South Jackson Goes Country, and we'll have expanded coverage of the past weekend's Rock the Holler event on the grounds of South Jackson Civic Center. All that and more on this week's Living.
And stay with us. We'll have your weather forecast right after these messages.
The Kia Summers on Us sales event is going on right now at Russell Barnett Kia of Tullahoma. Let me tell you about this event. Purchase a new Kia Sedona, Kia Optima, Kia Forte, and receive 0% financing up to 66 months and your first 3 payments for free. For a limited time only, no strings attached. With America's best warranty, the 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, Kia is the power to surprise. The Kia Summers on Us sales event going on right now. Why buy anywhere else?
It's your trademark. That's something special everyone knows and remembers. It's your thing. It's made holidays special for decades and summers unforgettable for the entire neighborhood. It's made everyone laugh every single time. Don't let illness or injury keep you from doing your thing. The rehab team at Life Care Center of Tullahoma is ready to help you live well.
Here at Manchester Funeral Home, we know the importance of living and working in our local community because it's those families who we serve during their time of need honorably. We believe in supporting local business and offer only 100% Batesville caskets, the best in the industry and a driver of our local economy. If you want straightforward and fair pricing while working with the people you know, choose Manchester Funeral Home, serving your community since 1932. And pre-planning and pre-funding can be the best gift you ever leave your loved ones. Call us to pre-arrange. Manchester Funeral Home. Our family, caring for your family since 1932.
It's time for every family and business in Tullahoma to go green and recycle. Tullahoma Public Works makes it simple and easy to recycle. Just place your recyclable materials, paper, plastic, aluminum, and cardboard beside your garbage container on the same day your garbage is picked up. Your recycled materials don't have to be in a fancy container. Recycling is not only the right thing to do, it makes sense. Recycling pays. Paying to bury our garbage costs each of us. Please do your part. Let's go green, Tullahoma, and recycle.
Welcome back. We'll take a look at your weather forecast at this time, starting with your weather history on this day. Our record high was in 1942 at 97 degrees. The record low was in 1930 at 56 degrees. The average high on this day is 89 and the average low is 66. Partly cloudy weather in your forecast for tonight with a low of around 72. Partly cloudy weather continues in your forecast for Wednesday with a high of 91 and a low of 72. 30% chance of storms moving into the forecast for Thursday with a high of 91 and a low of 74. And that's your Newsleader report for this evening. We invite you to join us each Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 6, 8, and 10 for Newsleader on 6. You have a good evening.
Have a great evening.